Hello, I'm Ben Hyman. Today, for my innovative marketing idea, I decided to research and present on the Nintendo Switch. So to start off, here's a little video about the Nintendo Switch, about what it is, and about the different consumers that buy the product. So that video was all about showing how the Switch can be used and what exactly the Switch is. And the Nintendo Switch is a revolutionary video game console that challenged the norms of modern video game consoles. And it did this by being able to plug into your TV like a regular console and being able to play like that, but also being able to be taken out of a dock and be taken around, and you can play it on the go, you can play it on the road, in the airplane, anywhere you want. And Nintendo created the Switch to fit the lifestyles of their consumers, allowing the user to take it wherever they go. And we saw that in the video. We saw the guys on the basketball court. They were playing basketball, and then they came over and decided to just start playing NBA 2K. Now, Nintendo saw an opportunity to capitalize on two major gaming markets, the mobile gaming community as well as the console community. Before the Switch, mobile gaming and console gaming required two different products, which made it a lot more expensive if you wanted to get into both of those things. Now, the Switch released on March 3rd, 2017 in all major markets, including Australia. And 2.4 million units were sold worldwide in the first month, which just goes to show how widely accepted they were right from the beginning. Everybody saw this idea and they jumped on it immediately. And it helped that both consumers and experts praised the Switch for its portable design that did not detract anything from the gaming experience. So the Switch has sold more units than the Xbox One, despite being released 4 years later. So the Xbox One came out in 2013, and the Switch came out in 2017, and already the Switch, with its innovative design and portability, has outsold the Xbox One, one of its biggest competitors. And that's because of some of its competitive advantages. So the Switch's biggest appeal from the competition is its portability. With the inclusion of a 4.6-inch LCD display, the Switch can be used as a handheld gaming device or dock and be used as a game console. And no other video game console can do both right now. The Switch is the only video game device that can be used both handheld, on the go, as well as a plug into your TV and play. So when docked, the Switch acts similar to that of its competitors, such as Xbox or PlayStation. And that's important because not only is it competing in what its competitors do well, but it also has this whole other aspect of the handheld version. So it's doing what its competitors does, and then it has this whole other side. And Nintendo also benefits from the previous successes in the gaming industry, such as the Mario series and the Legend of Zelda series, which have become exclusives for the Switch. Which means that if you want to play a Mario game or a Legend of Zelda game, then you have to buy the Switch, which brings in a lot of fans from those series to the Switch. So the force that made the Switch possible came in the form of a technological advancement. So before the Switch, a portable device that could also act as a console was not possible. Now the Wii U tried to do something a few years before the Switch, and it had a similar ideology behind it, but it failed because of a lack of the necessary technological components. So one of those components it lacked was the chip you see to the left pictured. It's the Tegra X1 chip. And they put that, instead of putting it in the console portion of the device, which they did with the Wii U, they instead put it in the portable tablet portion. So by putting that processing power in the tablet, it makes that a standalone device. So that's what allows you to pick it up and take it on the go, and you don't need anything else with that because it's all included right there. And then you can also dock it and put it on the TV. The Wii U, unfortunately, had all the processing power in the console version, so you had to stay pretty physically close to it in order to use it as a handheld device. You had to like be on your couch or in the same room pretty much, and you couldn't take it, and that's why it failed. As far as the segmentation goes, the Nintendo Switch exists in a large gaming market. What makes it unique is that it targets a very large portion of that market. And one variable that Nintendo uses in relation to the Switch is loyalty status. And it's something they've used before with all their other devices as well. Loyalty status is a breakdown of the behavioral variable, and it's very relevant to the Switch because of Nintendo's longtime loyal fans. And these fans are fans of the company itself. They're fans of the previous Nintendo consoles, like the Nintendo 64, the Super Nintendo, which sold and did super well, or even fans of the Nintendo characters, like Mario, who I previously mentioned, or even in this case, fans of their handheld gaming devices as well, because Switch can be used as a handheld gaming device, such as the Game Boy Color, which is pictured in the bottom right there. Now, Nintendo has always had a slightly different target audience than its competitors, who usually target the more involved gamers. They're the ones you think of when you think of people who play video games, kind of the young adults, the teens to young adults, usually male, spend a lot of time on like video games and internet. And as far as Nintendo goes, they try to appeal to more casual gamers, and that includes families and they do this by using bright colors and naming their controllers things like Joy-Cons, all very shaping this family-friendly image. But they also do capture some of the more serious gamers by building the Switch to have similar specifications as its competition. So if a serious gamer is looking to shop around for what console they want, they go ahead and look at the specifications, and they see that even though the Nintendo is kind of based around the family-friendly vibe and targeted that way, they can also get it as well because it's not any lower in quality than the Xbox or the PlayStation. And the large target market allows for a wide variety of people to enjoy the product. So the Switch's pricing strategy involves a bunch of factors. At 469 Australian dollars, its price is less than the Xbox One's price and right around the PlayStation 4's price. So they looked at their competition. They didn't think they had a premium, so they wanted to price it at right around what the competition was selling it at, and they pretty much nailed that there. But they also had to keep in mind that production costs are $393, so they could not price it at less than that, or else they would start to lose profit, which makes that the price floor. Now, Nintendo uses value-based pricing by first determining consumer needs and setting a predetermined price range, then creating a product to fit those needs at that price. So they looked at the market and they said, this is the console we want to create. We want to create something that can be plugged in and be a home console, but also portable. And we want that right around the $400 to $500 price range, which is right where their competitors were, because that's what they wanted it to be. And so in order to develop that console at that price range. They had to make certain decisions. And so they decided to cut back a little bit on the graphics and the processing power, just a little bit, not a huge difference, in order to get that price range at $469. So Nintendo understands the process that happens every time a buyer makes a purchase, and that's pictured in the figure to the right there. As we can see, the environment, which is made up of marketing stimuli, which are things Nintendo can control, such as the product, the price, the marketing, as well as other things Nintendo can't control. Things like economic status, technological advancements, social and cultural influences, and all of that, everything from the environment, both the things that Nintendo can control and can't, go into the what's called the buyer's black box. And pretty much this is the buyer's decision-making process. And this is something that can't be known because it's different from every buyer. Every buyer is a little bit different on their decision-making process. But then you can see their buying attitudes and behaviors, and so how much they buy, if they buy something. And so Nintendo wants to take away all the obstacles from the environment that are preventing people from not buying the Switch. So they take away things like not being able to get it by having a large distribution. And they also take away the economic obstacle by having it as a reasonable price. So they can also add stimuli to make the product more appealing, such as promotions, so they can have large marketing campaigns, or the physical placement of the product within the stores. So they can have it right on the end of the rows. So when people are just walking by shopping for other things, they see the Nintendo Switch and they want to check it out. So the impact of the Switch. The innovation of the Switch will not only impact Nintendo's future, but the future of the entire gaming market. The portability could become a standard for future consoles because of how widely accepted it's been and how much the consumers have loved it so far. I would be very surprised if Nintendo took it away as well, and I believe that the competition will actually try to start adapting the portability for their future consoles as well. And by focusing less on graphics and more on features, Nintendo has dedicated themselves to not perfecting existing technologies. So they're not just improving on things that have already been discovered as essential, such as graphics or processing power, but rather creating new exciting elements for the video game industry. Thank you very much.